Okay, just start off and hit backhand cross court. Just hit your regular backhand cross court and hit your slice.
All right.
Okay? Regular backhand cross court and your slice.
All right.
Everything cross court.
You hit a few to warm up, or?
Yeah. Sit, loosen up. Okay, here we go. Okay, the main thing that I want you to work on, okay, the main thing I want you to work on is you have a tendency, okay, you have a tendency when you hit your one-handed backhand to bring your elbow out a little too soon, and as a result, that's going to slow down the racket when you're swinging, okay? Try to keep the elbow in longer when you swing and accelerate more from the forearm and from the back of the hand. I feel with your size and strength, you should be able to hit the ball at least 5 times harder than what you are. You should just be able to break the ball. Right now, because you bring your elbow out a little too soon, you have a tendency to fall back this way. Okay, where you see someone like Lendl, he's in there and he's just, you got to throw the racket. You know, stay with the ball and throw the racket. You have a tendency to fall back off of it. But that's very important to develop a backhand that there's no hesitation and no delay when you're swinging at it. You have a tendency, you guide it. Even though you're doing a good job of guiding it, okay, you need more racket speed. You need to have more of a shot that, you know, can generate as much racket speed as you can generate. You know, you got to be able to swing at the ball better. But right now, let's don't hit any slice. Let's just hit your regular drive or topspin backhand. Don't worry about making errors, but let your racket head go. Don't be so tight that you're going to push it. Even that, Ken, that's too tight. Look, you're going. Yeah, what? Let the wrist go.
Okay. Keep it firm, but let it go.
Here we go. Not bad. Check out your position at the end. At the end of the stroke, the arm should be extended more. Not bad. So you like to hit that backhand like this. You know, this way, okay? What I'd like to see you try to do a few times, let your racket go through the ball, okay, end up more like this.
Okay.
Instead of ending up like this.
Okay.
You see, that's kind of advocating you to push. And if you were hitting the ball harder, I wouldn't say anything. But we need just a little bit more racket head speed. End up more like a handshake with someone.
Got it.
Turn the shoulder. Not bad. Check out your balance, though, at the end. Because if the guy's hitting the next shot, those milliseconds are going to be critical. Not bad. Turn the shoulder. Not bad. Turn the shoulder. Not bad. Stay in there with the ball. That was better, but check out your balance at the end. Good try. Adjust your feet. Good. That's the way to take the ball on the rise. Here's a tough one. Okay. Don't take it on the rise because you don't want to get in position now. Make sure you get in position. Good. Stay relaxed. Relax. Good. Good. I like this no hesitation because what's going to happen, not only do you build up confidence, good, you're using that racket. Good, let the racket do the work, not Ken. Still muscling a little bit. Good effort. Good effort. Check out the position of the body at the end of the stroke. You can still see that he's muscling it a little bit because when he hits the ball, he's actually falling backwards. Okay, so that shows there's a little too much excessive tension in the stroke. If he was perfectly on balance, okay, that means that he'd be using the racket correctly. Okay. Make sure when you swing, watch. What's the difference? And watch it.
Right.
See the difference in the two?
Yeah.
What? Now watch this.
All right.
See, you're so tight in the upper body with the stroke, you got to come back with it.
Right.
You kind of see, it's kind of like Arias a little bit, even though he's all arm, he just, you know, he opens too quickly.
Right.
Stay relaxed. Good. Nice backhand. Stay relaxed. Good. Turn the shoulder. Not bad. Tough one. Bend the knee. Not bad. Bend the knee. Stroke. Get that racket head to throw, Ken. Don't push the racket head. Throw the racket head in there. If you get too risky, you'll feel it. Good effort. Not bad. Desire. There we go. Coming back. Bend the knee. Go. Shot. Good racket speed. Turn the shoulders a little bit more. Load it up. That still,
I was a little early on that one.
Yeah, it's still kind of pushing it.
Really?
Still, yeah, still, that last one especially.
Yeah.
Okay, watch the stroke.
Right.
You got to get that arm to extend through the ball more.
Right.
I mean, a lot of things you're doing is positive.
Right.
It's just that you should be able to cork this one better. Like that. Okay, check out yourself at the end.
Balance.
See, that's the key. See,
Yeah.
when you're off balance like that,
And after I hit it, it should be.
yeah. See, if you're off balance like that, what that tells me from a coaching standpoint is that during the stroke, there's too much excessive tension in your body somewhere.
Right.
In this case, it's in the upper body.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like me hitting a forehand going, if I go,
Right.
see how I try too hard here instead of, it's the same concept.
All right.
That was a good miss. Good. Stay sideways, solo the arm. Just solo that arm. Not bad. Good try. Watch this, Ken. See, when you push, watch this. When you push that racket, sometimes you go like this. Now, see how this shoulder drops?
Come out.
See, watch my shoulder. The shoulder should stay parallel. The shoulder should, yeah. What you do is you push the racket, sometimes you go. See how this one goes up and then down?
Right.
And if you know, you'll notice on the video how the shoulders are not square when you hit.
All right.
Watch Lendl today when you see him hit. His shoulders are always like this.
All right. Square.
Still got that back one dip. Good
Yeah.
try. Good try. Adjust your feet. Adjust. Good stroke. Good athletic ability. Keep that approach. Good effort.
Oh.
See, do you feel that one?
Yeah, I felt better.
See, the
It
thing
took a lot
about,
to think about.
the things I'm talking about are, I mean, they're very advanced. I mean, they're not, you know, it's not like turn, step, hit, that type of stuff. It's very advanced. But when I see your shoulder, okay, when you're going like this, you can see what's going to happen mechanically to your body. See, when you push it,
Right.
you're going to get this effect. And so many times on the video, you're going to see the shoulders are slanted. Now, the thing about it is 90% of the balls are going in anyway.
Right.
But we still got the 10% you got to be concerned with.
Right.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
true. And not even that, they're just not, like you said, if I'm off balance and stuff, and I'm not even.
Yeah, the guy hits the next ball, it's a tougher shot. But more importantly,
Right.
the quality. The quality of the ball, you could do a little better.
Right.
There we go, a few more coming over it.
Maybe why don't we, you go ahead and give me a couple with a little more pace. See if is that all right?
Fine. Watch
Sometimes
your-
I feel like I'm waiting so long. No, I know. I mean, it's good to have time to think, but I think that maybe let me just try a couple with a little pace. Maybe I'll be able to.
Check out your shoulders. Whoa.
That felt good.
Check out, keep concentrating on your shoulders staying parallel, Ken. See?
Yeah. That felt better.
See, you got to understand that I don't want you to start tearing the cover off the ball every time. I want you to learn how to use the racket, because too many times after you hit the ball, you're off balance, your shoulders are at a slant.
Right. Okay, let me try a couple more. That last one. That's it better?
Yeah, you'll see the position of your shoulders when you see the video. Good. Not bad. Not bad. Grab your water real quick. I feel his regular backhand ground stroke is a steady shot because he guides the racket, you know, very well. It's a very steady shot, but he needs to be able to set up and just, you know, take a good swipe at it, say like LeConte or Lendl or someone of that level, where Ken has a tendency to guide it a little bit too much, and he's a little too stiff. On both sides, he's a little stiff and not a free player. Kind of likes to guide the ball. He needs to take a different look at it and have a lot more racket speed. But his upper body has to be more relaxed when he's hitting the stroke. The other part of the one-handed backhand that I'd like to see him work on a lot is the slice. A slice in people's mind is a defensive shot, but the way I look at it, it should be taught offensively. They should try to take the ball on the rise, and some of the best players in the world hit the slice, but it's offensive. Most people think slice defense. When you're out of position, sure, you might want to go at the slice, but it can be an offensive shot if it's hit cleaner and if it's hit on the rise. The tendency he's had in the past is the face might be a little bit too much open, a little bit too much, you know, chopping at the ball, and you know, too much wrist action. But this is one shot I feel just in the last month or whatever he's hitting a lot better. But if he uses his legs like McEnroe and Sanchez and guys like that, the slice can be very offensive. There we go. Good stroke, good stroke. Just a little cleaner, but that's pretty good. So you like to take the racket, Ken. Here's what you're doing. Even though you made all four and all of them were real deep, you like to take the racket and go like this. Okay? Which is all right. You're going to get more underspin on that.
Right.
You know, it's like the other day, I don't know if you saw Becker playing LeConte. He would come in and he'd start up like this and he'd like slice at the ball.
Right.
And on the clay, the ball would just sit up like a duck. He got passed all the time.
Right.
Where someone like McEnroe, he hits it like this.
Blocked. Yeah.
See what I mean? And his goes in a straighter line and harder, where Becker's, even though Becker's is more wicked because he's going like that, on the clay it just sat up.
Right.
So there's two ways to look at it. What you're doing is all right, but if you could hit it a little cleaner.
Yeah, that's what I've been working on. I've been working on.
Yeah, you're still kind of going under. You're going like this.
Okay, right. All right.
That's it. Just feel like your legs are doing the work. Good. Turn the shoulder, push. Good. Always playing the ball, push. Good try. Push. Good. Adjust your feet, push your legs. Not bad. Push your legs. Good. That's how you play the slice. Not bad. Adjust, push. Watch being so vicious with your wrist.
There
Good.
you go. That felt good.
Push. See how you stay down on the legs with that?
Yeah.
You know, that was hit like an arrow. Good try. You came out of that one too soon.
All right.
You could feel yourself on that.
Right.
There's a good one. Shot. Very good footwork. Trying to go down. Push out, Ken. See how you got down different there?
Yeah.
See, your weight, instead of going like this, your weight that time was more like that.
Right. And also, like you said, I had trouble. I tried to change my grip a little bit to block more, but now.
See, that has something to do with it, but I don't like to get into grips. That's too severe.
That's all right. I mean, because now I'm like you said, I'm just not coming under it as much.
Yeah.
Doesn't it look like I'm not?
Yeah, there's a time and place when you might want to come under it more.
Right, right.
You make that decision.
Right.
That's a slice. Push your leg. I like that. I like that. Push your leg. Not bad. Feel the power coming from the lower torso. Not bad. Good. Turn the shoulders. Not bad. Adjust your feet. Adjust. Now push in. Not bad. Try not to be on your tiptoes. Good effort. Not bad. Control your racket, Ken, at the end. Good. So you can still hit it hard, but control the stick. Good. So you're just concentrating on your body. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm hitting them flatter, aren't I?
Yeah.
I'm not as much.
Yeah, this is probably the most improved stroke of all the shots that he has, because he's starting to hit the ball offensively. You know, and that's really the key. Whether it's down the line or cross court, if he takes the ball on a rise and he's not quite in position, you know, he can still hit a quality shot. I feel fundamentally that this is a better shot than his regular backhand, just because the balance of the stroke is better. There's not as many things mechanically that need to be ironed out. The only thing, he gets a little wristy, but other than that, everything mechanically is correct. And with a lot of repetitions, there's no reason why this can't be a regular part of his game. If you look at a lot of top players, it's not like 75% they come over it and the other 25% they slice. You know, some players slice more than anything. But if he's slicing the ball without a purpose, then he's going to get run all over the court. If it's hit offensively, you know, that's the key. See, the statement that I'm trying to make is you should use this a lot more.
Am I?
If you hit it this hard and this low.
Right. Yeah, it's feeling.
Because you're hitting, say you play someone like Tommy or whatever who's hitting some topspin. If you do this, that's what those guys want.
Yeah. Right.
Guys like that don't like this a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or I'm just saying anybody.
Well, I do. It's just I feel like my topspin is something that I really need to get.
Oh, no doubt.
You know, so that's why I'm always hitting it instead of my slice. But you're right. When I start competing and stuff, I'll use that drive because it's been working.
You know, I'm looking at McEnroe, the French. He's hitting more slice than he does.
Yeah.
But I mean, I know that's McEnroe, and but you know, and Sanchez is the same way, and I can still, and Graf's the same way. If you got a good one, but if you're hitting a duck, then you can't do
I agree.
it.
My slice is pretty soft. It's getting a lot more soft.
You should be able to, once you get set, you should be able to hit it into either corner in a straight line.
Right. I can just about.
Yeah. Okay. Forehand.
Okay. Over here?
Yeah.
Or what do you want? Hey, you notice that I have like shortened out my swing a little bit?
Yeah. The main thing that you got to do is you got to start swinging harder.
Okay.
You know, you just got to accelerate more.
Right.
I don't know if it's that you're cautious or careful or you don't want to make errors, but you need to be able to take some ground strokes, you know, and just get nasty with them.
Right.
There we go. Down the line. Try to hit one and stay balanced this time.
All right, well.
I'll give you a t-shirt if you don't get it. Just try to keep your feet on the ground. See how you still got a little off balance?
It's a little weird.
Yeah. See, the reason why I said don't move your feet afterward is because then you're going to have to concentrate on getting the speed from the racket.
All right.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Because see, when you jump at it like that, now, in Connor's case, he jumps at all the balls, but it doesn't affect his stroke.
Right.
It's like we worked on with serve. I say stand still. I said stand still so you learn how to use the racket.
Right.
Same thing on the forehand. Get your feet set up and just concentrate on the racket and move it. Okay?
All right.
Not bad. Ball's too far behind you. Take it on the ride. Not bad. Good effort. See, your personalities, you want to take it early and you want to be aggressive, which is great. But don't be so aggressive with your body that you end up getting the ball behind you.
All right.
Still make contact back behind you.
Really?
Yeah. Not bad.
Yeah.
See, I wouldn't say a word if you were hitting the ball with maximum racket speed, but you're not getting. So you're going at the ball and you end up hitting the ball about right there. See, and you should be hitting the ball a lot more in front of you.
Okay.
Get that good extension of the racket. Not bad. Try to get your balance. Get your balance. Good shot. Stay balanced at the end. Don't even move at the end. Excellent. Just balance yourself at the end. More racket speed. Relax. Good try. Good try. See, you don't hit like that. That's the way your regular stroke should be. Why isn't your regular stroke like the last one?
I don't know. My racket's not moving as fast?
Yeah, I mean, that's why.
I feel comfortable with my forehand. I feel like if I need it in a match, it's not, you know, I can hit it hard. That's the way I feel.
You need to hit bigger consistently.
Yeah.
You guide it too much. You
Right,
steer it.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, if you got that in the closet, why don't you bring it out?
Yeah.
Good try. You're going to make a few errors. Good try. Make sure you're more in front on contact. Not bad. Good try. But see, look at yourself at the end, Ken, how you're still like jumping forward. It's okay, but see, in your case, you're hitting the ball behind. Still. I want you just to set up, get your feet set, concentrate on hitting the ball in front.
Okay.
Don't jump through it anymore. Concentrate on that. Not bad. Stay solid, stay solid. Good. Stay solid. Not bad. Nice relaxed top spin. Not bad.
Yeah.
Good effort. Stay solid. Good.
That felt better.
Stay relaxed. Good. Just let the racket do the work. Good. If you get too risky, I'll correct that. See that racket speed? Not bad. Good try. Good. Stay relaxed. Good. Good. Watch pulling the whole body up. Good effort. Okay, catch your breath a second. But see, that's the way you got to hit.
Yeah.
See, what you do, Ken, you have a tendency, you try not to miss. Okay, you try to keep the ball in the court, which is smart. You know, you're not out there trying to fire rockets all over the place. But, on the other hand, your game, the way I look at it, you're playing in a shell. What I mean is you're playing in this shell, and you're not branching out to try to get, you know, new potential or new levels. And what I'm saying, like you made a mistake on one of those forehands, you went like this. You went to hit it, and the whole body lifted up. And that's because all through college and even when you've been hitting here, you have a tendency to pull up too soon on the shot, and that slows down the racket.
Right.
You should be able to just break the ball. You should be able to break the cover off the ball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You win because you're smart and you're consistent, you got a good serve and so on. But you also want to say, you want people to say, that guy has a big forehand. That guy has a big backhand. Right now, you just got steadiness on both sides.
Right.
You should be able to just rocket the forehand.
Right.
And I think you got to start thinking of the forehand as a weapon and start hitting it like
I do think of it as a weapon. Maybe I'm not hitting it as a weapon.
you don't hit it. I've never seen you just let go and fire one. See, I've never seen you hit any like that in the match unless you're mad.
Yeah. Right.
You know, and then if you're mad, the focus in there and you might make the error.
Right.
Stay relaxed. Good try. Adjust your feet, adjust back. Now, hold on. See, I know you're rifling and everything else, but see, you're trying to take it on a rise and hit it hard, and you're not backing up. Back up and then go forward.
Okay.
Good try. Got jammed.
Right.
Good timing, good athletic ability. Shot. Good try. Good try. I know you feel like you're a little out of control. Not bad. Stay relaxed. Okay, catch your breath.
That looks good. I mean, you're right. I need more racket speed. Yeah, I
See-
need just to go for it more on my forehand. You're right.
If you started,
I mean, my forehand always felt good, you know? I mean, my whole life I felt like I could really move people around with it.
but how about you trying to hit it like Agassi?
Yeah.
See, no, that's what. Right now,
Now it's,
you're just kind of guiding the ball. Now what's excellent.
yeah,
I like
I've
what.
been concentrating so much on my serve.
Yeah,
so many
I
other
know
things,
that.
but you're right.
You know, even like when you trade the ground stroke, say with Tommy, okay, you hit consistently back and forth, okay?
Right.
But he's consistently hitting a bigger ball and a heavier ball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Not off the forehand, really, you think?
Yeah, because you're guiding. His ball is more livelier, and not because of topspin. His racket speed is quicker.
Okay.
You know, where you're consistent, you're guiding it.
Right.
I'm just saying you got so much in the closet that you're not even bringing it out.
Right.
And if you don't bring it out, then you're never going to see. You should
Right,
try
no,
to
that's
you
true.
should try to play a match that you can hurt someone with your forehand.
Right. No, that's true. I agree. I think sometimes I guide it with him because you're working with him and I want to keep it going.
Or even
so
when you
can
play, like when you
you know
play
what I
people,
mean?
when you get that forehand, I'd like to see you
just crank it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I like
Yeah.
to see you try to do something off the floor. What you like to do is
Move people
A,
around
B,
and
C,
come into the
D.
net.
and then E, you capitalize, which is good. But I'd like to see you be able to play a buzzsaw point where all of a sudden you just go bzz, and you win a point outright.
Right.
You do that with your serve and that's it.
Right. Right.
That's important.
Okay, yeah, I agree. I agree 100%.
A few more. Good try. You made that error because you're back here.
Really? Not out in front?
No, that was way behind you. Good, that was in front. Good try. See, what you're doing, see, I like how you're trying to take it on the ride, You got to be an incredible athlete to run up like you're doing with the loop and take it on the rise and consistently hit it in. What I'd like you to do is settle down a little bit. Don't be so anxious to attack the ball. Still hit it on the rise, but don't go running at the ball out of control.
All right.
Stay relaxed. I like that racket speed even though it's behind you. That's a forehand. That's a forehand. Good stroke. Cross court. That's a good hit. Good hit. Shot. Shot, Ken. That's a great slice. Great slice. Not bad. Relax, relax, go. Good. Remember the relaxation and flexation. You never do that.
Yeah.
That I've seen since you've been.
No,
Never.
you're right.
You gotta hit the ball like that. Grab some water.
All right. No, yeah,
I feel he has a lot of potential on the forehand, but it's still too conservative approach. And to play with the big boys, when you get an opportunity, you gotta start dictating the point more. Main thing we're looking for on the serve, and probably above everything, this is the most important thing. This is the shot right now that can be the closest thing to the top players in the world just because of the size and strength factor. But the technique in the beginning was incorrect. The racket speed was not lively enough. It wasn't playful enough. It wasn't good utilization of the wrist. It's basically just throw it up and use 6-6 frame to smash it in there. The racket has to be like spaghetti, which, as you can see, has a continuous motion, and the timing has improved a lot because he's done a lot of repetition and practice almost every day on the serve, and that's what's going to take. He should average at least 10 to 15 aces a match, probably overall 20 unreturnable serves. If he's going to ever have a chance to play good tennis. His concentration prior to hitting the serve has to be better. He has to pick out spots, and see it in his mind, and then really go for it 100%. And of course, if he's on a hard court, he has to come in behind the serve. But this is the single most important thing. I think the right adjustments have been made as far as the continuous racket. Now it's going to be just a matter of a lot of repetition and going for it. He should think ace every time he hits the first serve. He shouldn't think get it into the forehand or backhand. He should think ace all the time, and if he can hold, he can play a lot of 7-5, 7-6 sets, even with people who are good players, and that's going to be the key. That time you could see the racket stopped a little bit prior to hitting, and he immediately corrected. If he cocks the wrist, then the wrist goes up and be able to breaks into the ball like that. Definitely the most improved shot so far.
So right here?
Yep. Good.
On the forehand side, yeah. These sides are really comfortable. That's more than. Just trying to. Is that 130?
We're getting a radar gun right away. That's good. See, you want to be fully extended, and you want to use your legs. You could use even one that's big. You want to really use your legs even more so because your racket is great now. You know what I'm saying? So work on getting those knees to dip a little bit more.
Okay.
Now your racket is pretty good.
Right.
I mean, you have to go like Beck or anything, just a little deeper.
Get a little more on it.
Yeah, you're going to be able to utilize your body weight better.
Right.
feel that happens a lot, like they can fly out like that. See, what happens is you get a little stiff in the wrist sometimes on contact. Yeah. Make sure that your wrist breaks on contact.
Okay. I was just thinking about trying to get a little more. Yeah, that broke.
Good. That's big. Big. See, that's good because that was a hard slice.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to show you a couple of those. Because I was trying to figure out exactly how. I was hitting some and it should happen just like, you shouldn't even have to try to slice. You should just be able to hold your racket like this. Become comfortable, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
You
because
shouldn't even have to change your toss that much either, you know?
That's a hard slice, right?
Yeah.
No, that
And
feels...
the more you can rotate your body, the quicker you rotate, like when you hit the ball, if you could open up quicker, you're going to aim there.
Right.
You kind of know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh,
Like on
yeah.
a ground stroke, if you open up too soon, the ball's going to go over there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unbelievable power on that slice.
Get the ball to move, just break a little bit more. That's it. You know, I guess what I'm saying is catch less of the ball sometimes.
Okay.
Especially if a guy's going to play back 4 or 5 feet behind the baseline. That's when you want to hit your slice.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Stay relaxed.
That's a little more.
That's excellent slice. That was 4 feet up the service line, probably. Yeah, up the service line. Add court.
Add court. Just slice or just regular?
Anything.
I'll knock a guy down.
Did you serve this big in college?
No, not near. I mean, this is huge right here.
Yeah.
I mean, if I get this down and serve like this, sure, of course. I mean, look how hard they're going. I mean,
I'm gonna say, but the first 2 weeks when you were trying to switch over this, it was like pulling teeth.
I know.
You weren't sold on the idea at all.
Oh, I was sold. What do you mean I wasn't sold?
No,
I
you
mean,
know, yeah.
I came out every day and probably went to a tournament with no serve.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, though?
Yeah.
I mean, just it's because probably in college, they're like, yeah, your serve was probably bigger than anybody's on the team.
Right. Well, bigger than anyone in the nation.
Yeah.
In my division.
Yeah.
But you're. I mean, this is huge.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, if I could serve like this, I could ace anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, like I
The
said.
key now is going to be trying to aim for those corners.
Yeah.
And the next thing, work on, really pushing off to get into the net faster.
Okay.
You know, that's why I said about the leg.
Yeah,
Look
I can
where
get
you
a
are.
step in.
After you hit, you're like right here.
2 more steps on.
And this is where Tommy's getting at the end.
Yeah.
This is where you are at the beginning.
Right. Right.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
That's
out
true.
there.
Should get out, be able to push out a little more in front.
Like that, like what's it called, that's good. See that, like Paul, so you felt your wrist on that. Like Paul, the guy you played yesterday, one of the things he does well on his serve, he utilizes his legs well, so when he hits it, like he's ending up about right in there.
Yeah.
You know, for a little guy, he gets in quick because he's using his legs to catapult into net.
Right.
Same with Becker and Edberg. Same exact thing.
Really?
They both get it. They get into net. Look where you are after you've hit. That's big.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Tough. Big.
Yeah.
But notice how relaxed you are.
Yeah.
And this is the type of relaxation you got to be having a match.
Right.
When you serve, you should almost be like you're dead.
Yeah.
You know, until contact.
Racket's dropping every time?
Yep. Keep it continuous.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on one second.
Sir?
Yeah.
I'm not going to be moving in much on these.
Good.
Can you get the racket in there? Or you just...
No, this is the best shot because I can get everything.
Really?
Yeah, I get you and the racket going down your back.
Really?
Try one more here. I'll get creative.
What? Oh, creative.
Let me just see something. You're not going to hit me, are you?
No.
All right.
Oh, those are in. That was whew. Those are huge.
Hey, why don't you grab a drink?
Those feel, I mean, my serves feels great.
Ooh. Hope that's not Mr. Shripong.
Who's that?
Sandy's dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Overall serve has improved a lot. The key thing is got to think ace, loose wrist, continuous racket. He's made a change, and I think already he's added at least 20 miles of speed on the serve, no doubt. At least 20 miles of speed. Okay, volley. Volley down the line and your backhand volley cross court.
Forehand volley down the line. Got it. And we'll just, you know, I like to at the end maybe do like 10 minutes of just having you just run me real hard.
Okay.
Baseline. Or just active 5 minutes would be all right. So we got plenty of time. That's fine. That's all right.
Stay relaxed before you hit. I feel the stab volleys are probably the best part of the game, and he has good early preparation on his volley, gets the racket up there quick. One of the things I'd like to see is for the racket to be simpler and for him to utilize his legs more on the volley and really punch out the legs more. This whole volley could be solid, more solid. Good balance. Attack the ball, count with your legs. Good. Attack with your legs. Good. Push your legs off like we talked about on the slide. Still have a tendency on your backhand. Even though you make a lot, you go like this. Should be more like this.
Forward?
Yeah.
All right.
Good. Good. So your legs push out. Good. Get your leg in there first. Good. Leg first. Leg first. Good. Leg first. You're always getting your legs longer. It's a fine line between good and great. Good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You have a
100%.
tendency to go.
No, yeah, I understand. Exactly.
Good volley. Good. Now, how good his volleys are, okay, is going to make a big difference also, because even if they do get back to serve, he should have a relatively makeable volley. So the bottom line is you just can't miss volleys unless the guy hits it too good, and this is going to be critical. I feel like the technique on the volley is good. Sometimes on the backhand volley, he uses his hands too much, and he could solid it up. He has early preparation. He has pretty good grips, and like I said earlier, his stab volleys are excellent because he does get good underspin on the stretch, and that can just make him that much tougher for someone to pass him. That's a great volley. Good. Good one. For size and strength, there is very good quickness, but more importantly, the preparation. He really tried to keep his hands in front, and that's good discipline. I mean, that's a big key to playing the net effectively. Plus, he bends well for a big guy. Gets just hit the forehand and backhand down the line. A lot of freedom, no hesitation on your ground strokes, okay? Down the line. Good. Good. Way to go with the slice. Shot, Ken. Tough to time it. Hold on a sec. See, here's why you develop your type of stroke. Is you try to take the ball so early, okay? You try to take the ball so aggressively. You almost do it too quick. You know what I'm saying?
Wait a second, Lauren.
Yeah, you know, don't get your body to go in there so aggressively.
All right.
Shot. That's one of the best slices you've hit. Come on, set up. Control the racket. See your feet after you hit what? After you hit, you're still off balance. Balance yourself on the forehand.
All right.
Stay relaxed. That's a forehand. How many of you hit like that when you play?
I'm starting to hit a lot more.
Right, but before you didn't hit it. See, that's a backhand. So that's the way McEnroe hits his backhand, okay? When he wants to just neutralize the point, or it's easy. But if you hit a floater, the guy's going to tee off on it.
Right.
Good. Watch your wrist. Watch your wrist. Stay relaxed. Come on, Ken. Good. Backhand slice is outstanding. Good. Don't be so off balance. Stabilize yourself when you hit. Get there. Balance. Too vicious with the wrist. Tough one. Good. See, that's the way I want you to play from the backcourt, is accelerated ground strokes on both sides. But you got to get your feet set on your shot. The backhand, be so balanced on your slide. Whip. That's tough. Good hustle, Ken. Come on, good hustle. You got to get set. Hold on a second. See, you're making some errors. Not because you're hitting it hard, because you're not making those adjustment steps, okay?
Got it.
Excellent. That's a backhand slice. Good. Set up. Not bad. Careful. Good. Way to improvise. Good legs. Good. Caught it in on you. Go out to it. Good. Adjust. Nice effort. Catch your breath. Now see, one of the things you like to do is you like to play inside the baseline, which I think is great. Okay, but you got to back up sometimes before you can go forward. Remember that.
All right.
See, I mean, it's almost like you're half volleying the ball.
Right.
And it's tough to get the good racket speed on it. You know, it's like McEnroe, he goes like this a lot. On the backhand, he'll go.
Right.
You know, he just kind of uses the other guy's pace. What I want you to be able to do, though, is be able to back up and then go in and just go. You know,
Bang, right.
You can still hit it on the rise. You don't have to short hop it.
No, that's true.
Good. That's the way I want you to hit the ball. That. About 70% on your backhand. Keep the wrist up. Wrist is going down. You're going to net that thing. Good try. Ken, don't make your racket go like this on your slide.
Underneath, yeah.
Make it go straight through. So you bend down, so you're going to chop down. But at least you're getting more racket speed. I see a lot more potential. But you got to hit the ball like this against everybody, even if you're hitting the ball with Greg. I don't think it's to your advantage to hit the ball like this with people. Look.
Oh, yeah.
I think you should hit your normal stroke. You know, that doesn't mean you have to hit winners, but you got to hit the ball. You got to stroke it, not push it.
Right.
Not guide it. Good. Still a little late. Good. Shot. That's it. Come on. Back up, back up, back up. Here we go. Good. Nice. Adjust. Come on. Careful taking one big step. Good. Way to take the extra steps. Come on, Ken. Good. Adjust back. You're going to get jammed. Adjust back. Good effort. Come on. Work at it. Nice. Come on. Work at it. Nice. Come on. Shot. Approach shot. Get up there. Get up there. Okay. Timeout. Now, even though you're a little tighter, do you see how you went for that approach shot? You went like this. I thought you were going to ideal. You went this way and then up. Okay, you should have went like this. From that position, go diagonally right at the ball. Grab some water. Even though he got a little tired on that episode, which anybody would, he has a tendency sometimes to reach, because he's so tall, for balls instead of making those extra adjustment steps, which are unbelievably critical for playing good tennis. You got to make those adjustment steps. I mean, that's just so important. He has a tendency to kind of reach maybe just a little bit too much, and that's how you're going to get in trouble. You can't reach. Adjust. But the key thing on the ground strokes is he has to hit them.
Kill me on that.
All the way back. Yeah. A few more. Good balance. Come on, get set. Good. Set. Set, Ken. Don't jump. Set. Good. Run. Set. Good. Run. Set.